Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm late. I'm sorry. I'm going to wait a few minutes. Let's see, I'm going to message a few people and let's see here. Hi, Holly. Oh, no, not there. Oh, there we go. Hi, Terry and Barb. I'm sorry I'm so late. Were you guys waiting for me? Whew. Hi, Janet, dear. Thanks for letting them know I was here. We're coming. Um, I'm not going to rush into our projects because I want to give people time to get here, knowing that I was late and that um, things were a little different today. But I have some things to show you. Um, for a husband who says, "Okay, yeah, you have a new. Did you know you're late?" Yeah, yeah, I knew I was late. I'm late. I also have 7 bags of books in my car. Hi, Sherry. We had trouble finding books for Mom. It's really what took so long. Um, uh, Mom did not go with us today because it gets so crowded and she's getting a little unsteady. And so uh, taking her cane into that crowd kind of thing um, it's just bad. So at least 2 of them are my mom's, Holly. I was bad, but I wasn't as bad as it could have been. So she decided not to go, and usually the books are marked, like the library books that they're getting rid of, are marked with a little label that says mystery on them. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I could find all kinds of romance books. And I guess I just hadn't looked in the right place because when I found them, there was a whole pile of them. And I just grabbed anything that had a blue label on it, the blue mystery label. So for Mom, like for what they cost, if she's read it before, that's not a big deal. If she doesn't like it, it's not a big deal. She can just pass it on to somebody else. And her neighborhood has those little libraries in it where they have like a little house that matches their house. And people put books in it to swap. And so if she doesn't, if she's read it or she doesn't like it, she'll just put it in one of those and pass it on is the thing. They just get handed around, or she'll take it down to the senior center. So, hi, Artful Dabbler. But I have to tell you, I have a husband who tells me, who builds me a set of shelves when I ask him to build me a set of shelves and says, you are going to just put stuff you already have on these shelves, right? You're not going to get more to put on them. And then he takes me to the book sale and totes books for me. And yesterday we're outside and he feeds the birds. And there's no way you can see this online, but this is a plastic bag, but it's got reinforced nylon inside the plastic bag. It's like got a woven thread thing in it. Thank you, Janet dear. And he goes, "Don't you think you need this for your art?" And hands it to me. Not only is the bird's gorgeous, but, you know, it's got this, so I'm thinking this needs to be collaged all over and turned into some kind of tote bag. Because I should be able to sew it like a tote bag. That's what I was thinking, Laura. I'm amazed he hasn't thought to save them for me before. But I think it needs collage, you know, stuff on it. Chicken feed, Terry? Cool. Yes, Artful, he is pretty awesome. I have to tell you, he's pretty awesome. He puts up with my mess. He helps me with my mess. He helps me with my my hoarding. Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, Barb. I will video when I do it. I'll do a video. I'm going to take the their stitching out probably, and then just restitch it once I've collaged it. But because I like a tote bag with a flat bottom, and there's no reason why I can't make a flat bottom out of this. So we will put that aside for another day. Hi, Violet. Laura, did I say hi? I hope I did. Laura, are the horse feed bags the same kind of plastic? Then the next thing I wanted to share is a couple weeks ago I told you that Barb Owens was making, she had showed off a knitting project, and she made me decide I needed to do one too. And I showed you a little piece of it, but I wanted to show you how, oops, it's all twisted up. That figures. It's coming along. I would say it's not quite 2/3 done. The two thread issue here is what's causing me grief this morning. There we go. Hi, Barbara. Tori. Hello, Tori. Is this the first time you've been in one of my streams? I'm not sure. I can't actually remember. So anyways, it's getting there. It's got a little thread. Yeah, Barbara, it's a Michael's pattern. I kind of winged it in some respects, but yes, I will post a link. There is a link, a paid link on Ravelry, and that was the one that Barb Owen was using. Hi, Bratty Patty. Oh, well, I'm so glad, Tori. Hi, Patricia. Helen, I missed Helen coming in. Hi, Helen is. I missed Helen coming in, so hello. But I will get it to you. I don't know about on my screen, but that color is turquoise, and on my screen it looks very blue. The whole thing looks blue. My whole screen looks blue. But this is a light purple, and that's a turquoise. And then it's got this silvery, shimmery stuff in it. So it's getting there, you know. And since I don't sit still very long very often, it takes a while. I usually work on it when I'm editing videos while they're saving. Navy and purple on the screen, and that's what I thought, that it looks kind of blue. Yeah, my lights must be... I've noticed that in my videos lately. It's scarf, like a to wrap. Yeah, barb. And I'm going to finish it out with black. Um, which project do you guys want to start with today? I'm going to take a vote since I'm late, especially because we might not get to all 3 projects. So which one would you like to start with? The zine. Violet voted for the zine, so we're going to start with the zine. Which makes me think I forgot something. I think. Nope, I got it. I tried to be prepared. I knew I was going to be late, but I tried to be prepared. No. Stacks and Shapes, hello. Oh, well, Violet, that'll be awesome. Barbara's going to move from her comfy chair to her desk. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Did I see you? Chat's moving real fast, guys, and I missed something. Hi, Maria. And Lisa's happy for... Thank you, Lisa. Guys, if there's anybody I missed coming in, I apologize. Chat's moving, and I'm not always able to see it. And I thank you guys for all understanding for me being late. Okay, I'm going to do... My favorite is to do the little 6-page zine that takes 1 sheet. So that's what I'm going to do today. This is my one I always show you. And I'm going to fold it so you can watch me if you haven't been folding it. But it's the one I did, the first one I did. Okay. We're going to fold it long ways. Okay, I'm going to have glasses. Where are my glasses? Hi, Dorothy. And my bone folder's right here. I haven't seen Mary come in. I know she was talking about working in her studio and maybe listening to me today. If you're listening, Mary, hello. I saw your video this morning. I'm glad you got your zine, that you like it. Now, I always fold both edges back by themselves. I never fold them together, because if you fold them together, then they have that extra little bit in there that causes things to be out of line. Now, if you haven't folded and cut a zine before, When you're finished and you want to fold it up, you cut right up this center line, and I'll show you on here. Maria, I just got home a few minutes ago. I have just been chatting with everybody, so I'm just getting started. I'm making a zine. So once I get it folded, then I cut from the folded edge to this point. Oh, Holly's had a birthday? Happy birthday, Holly. Happy birthday. Okay. So, what did I do? I just folded that up wrong. There we go. Now, what I did this time was I got on and I found a whole bunch of quotes about eyes. Okay, Maria, do I need to fold it again for you? I will fold it again. I will be more exact. I fold my paper long ways. I open it up and I fold it short ways. Then I take the cut edge and I fold it back to the fold. I flip it over and I take the cut edge and I fold it back to the fold. Then when I'm getting ready to actually fold my zine, I will cut. I fold it in half. This is the folded edge. I will cut from the fold to this fold right here. Okay, and that's how it folds up. So I'm just going to use it like that. I got, okay, good, Maria. I have a bunch of different quotes about eyes, because today I'm going to use now let's see here. My address is all over this magazine, so there we go. I am going to use eyes out of magazines and do some little collage with eyes. And oh, this magazine stinks. Ooh. That's some outfit. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Okay, we're going to start with that many. Those are fuzzy. But all of my little collages are going to be eyes. I haven't done a collaged one yet, so... Oh, that's a cute Bambi picture. I'll have to save Bambi. That's enough to start. I missed Imelda coming in too, so hello, Imelda. Imelda, I'll bet it's. Let's set Bambi aside because Bambi doesn't really go in there, but I don't want to lose Bambi. Okay. Okay, Sherry. I don't know what else I'm going to use with these today. Probably stuff off my desk. But I'm going to do something. with eyes. Anyways, we got quite a few books. It's raining, so Jeff is just going to leave them in the car. He's already also got a migraine starting, so he got up with a bad headache. So he said he was going to nap in his chair. He probably will, Holly. He had taken something for it this morning, and it had gotten better, and then he said it was getting worse. That's one of the reasons we were as late as we were, because we stopped and I fed him. I don't like to go too long without feeding him. He when he doesn't eat, it can cause trouble, so we stopped to eat. So we had several things that you know took longer than we had hoped, but I knew I would be late. I just knew it, you know. Tori, he got up weird today too. His sugar was up and his blood pressure was up, so it does not surprise me that he has a headache. We're trying to figure out what he did last night that caused his sugar to go up, because usually it does not. It's not that bad. I don't like the pointy things I was doing with the eyes. I want them more rounded on the edges. And it could be the weather. We've got like a front coming in, and that might be part of the headache. I don't know. Thank you, Tori. Well, I wanted something I wanted something that I could collage, and I wanted each page to have a theme. So we'll do something with all of these eyes. I haven't decided what I'm going to put on there with them, but hi, Shelley. Her eyes are really skinny. Her face is real wide. I don't like this. Oh, Suzanne, I'm sorry. Hello, Suzanne, though. Scrap Chick. If I miss anybody coming in, hello, hello. Glad you're here. Okay. So now we have to have something to collage with it. Now I have a little piece of paper. We'll use that. Hello, Anne. Oh, Suzanne, not good. Colleen's here. Hello, Colleen. You couldn't resist. Okay. We need, I want some old book pages. What I really want is just the edge. Where's my old book? Not in there. Well, I guess that's the book we'll use. What I really want is just some of the edge. Lisa, if you make a list, it would be very nice. Hi, Joyce. So what I'm wanting is just the white part off the side of the page. And unfortunately, this one's not very wide, but that's okay. Dar is here. Hello, Dar. Hello, Tanya. And Cheshire Cat. So I'm just going to leave that side. It's just too hard to tear off. That's fine because I'll use it. So I'll do something else with it another time. I have another book that I use all the time. It must just be in another place that has wide margins. I'm glad you all knew that it was Holly's birthday. I did not. I guess I should have. Okay, we've about got enough to start. I can't remember when we were talking about it, but I think it was last Sunday when we were talking about the scrappy book, the one I keep calling the crunchy book or crispy book. It's all collage, and one of the things I have found that when I'm doing multiple collages that I want to, hi Popo, um, that I want to kind of coordinate together if they're in a book or, okay, Lisa, be careful with your arm. I try to use at least a couple of elements where they're the same. Now today the eyes are all the same. I'm going to use this piece of paper. I'm going to use these. So I don't know that there'll be a lot of differences in them. They're probably going to be all very similar, but this is a tiny book. In my my scrappy book from last year, we discussed this last week. Even though this is all on an element of scraps, when I went to do my collage, I have 3 elements that are always the same. There's always a piece of book paper. There's always a piece of, in this book, there's always a piece of book paper. There's always a piece of this security envelope and a piece of this little yellow paper tape. Then when I add my other little photo elements or other little pieces to it, it just kind of ties the elements together within the book, if that's making any sense. Thank you, Scrap Chick. We made these last January. Lisa and I did a live stream session. We used to call them a hangout. Now we call them craft togethers. So, okay. So if you remember, this is my front and back. These are my page 1 and 2. Like so. Then 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have to turn my paper around. So I'm going to work on the inside pages before I do. Yes, Scrap Chick, repeat elements. If you're making a whole book of collage where all the pages, repeat elements make a big difference. It really helps to tie the books to the pages together. At least I find that. I find that it makes me a lot happier if I have elements that repeat themselves. Okay, now we're really going to have glasses, and we need a glue paper. And I always use a magazine to glue on so that when I lay my elements like upside down to put the glue on, that I can change the pages. Laura's here. Hi, Laura. And remember, I have quotes that I'm going to add to these pages, so I have to think about leaving myself a space somewhere on the page to put my quote. Well, and I was late today, Laura. We went to the library book sale, so I was late getting here. Another thing Lisa asked me about last time, and we discussed last time, was that I use, when I'm doing a zine, I use a lot of white space. Oh, I like it. Hmm. Oh, I like it down there. And that's because when you copy it, you're not using quite so much ink. If you put ink or color everywhere, you have to remember that when you go to put it on the copier, you've got you're copying all of that. Where like this is going to even copy with a color, even though it's creamy colored, it's going to have a color when it copies. So you have to think about that um, when you're working, and whether or not you want a whole um, a whole uh, page of something that's got a color on it. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, we left them in the car. I got seven books, 7 bags, Laura. Um, Now they aren't all for me. I also got books for Mom today. Now let's. I think I want this up here. Yeah, it was a good haul. Um, Mom will be very happy. Um, we we found quite a few for her, which we were worried about because I couldn't find any at first. We had been there over an hour when I hour and a half or better when I finally found some for Mom, which I was really glad because she's out of books. It doesn't mean I can't take her to the library or that she can't go buy a book, but Mom goes through books like water, so um, it's really hard if. Okay, I don't like the sharp points I made on those. Now I had scissors. This is what I'm talking about though. I've got glue all over this page, so I'll just wrap it around like that, and then I have a clean page to glue on. Hi, Julie. Holly, this part of it is we have several libraries in the county that are all tied together, and now all of our libraries have um, little stores. And you can go shop in them at any time. That's where I found the fairy book. I had gone to a meeting, a class kind of thing at the library, and the fairy book was in the library bookstore. Um, they can, and the old books at the library may have made Jeff's migraine worse. He said it had gotten better, and then it was starting to get worse. But he also pushed food back a little bit, so And he didn't eat a lot for breakfast, so that could have been it too. His sugar being up this morning and his blood pressure being up this morning did not help anything. So, okay, so this is page 1 and page 2. Now I'm going to turn around and go 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the cover and the back. Tanya, one of the things that we've talked about is that if you do that, you have to think about when you are, if you're going to copy it on the copier. And if it's all colored, then it copies, you're going to use up a lot of ink. It's like copying an 8.5 by 11 picture then. So I don't often do that. I usually do little parts and pieces because that way I am not copying the whole pile of ink. Yep, that's it, Tanya. Now, if you're making just one, it works, but because it would be fun to do a whole page of book paper, okay? But be careful and make sure your book page is white with black lines, because otherwise it's going to copy that creamy color. Oh, I liking that one. She's got a very long proboscis. Susie, your computer knocked you off? Ornery old computer. Okay. Okay, Terry. Did I have any more? No, that one. I want some more of this. That one, sometimes they don't come together as fast as they do other times. Okay. You just have to kind of look at them and think about it. And Don't like that piece. That's what's wrong. I don't like that piece. At least not right this minute. Okay. Okay, Janet. Janet will be right back. Oh, I like that eye better. Yep. There we go. Now, a zine doesn't have to have a theme, or, you know, it could just be a little, I don't know, a quote on each page that's totally different or something like that. Barbara Clark made a really cute one with 4-letter words the first Sunday. Um, so, but mine usually do for some reason. They just either their songs or um, they could be a story that you wrote. Okay, that was up here. I want this up here. Yeah. There we go. Who all's making a zine today? I know Maria was going to try to play along. Okay, missed the garbage can. Okay, we have page 5 and 6 now. And I think we're going to make this page. All right, I need a longer piece. Gary's back. Barb's just watching today. Oh, okay, waiting for the zine free right now. Okay, Holly. Bratty Patty? Oh, okay. Did you catch me folding it, dear? Oh, Barb, that's hard to get over. I've had that a couple of times. I don't particularly envy you. Okay. I folded a different one last week. This way is my favorite. The one I did last week just gives you 2 extra pages is all. And sometimes that's a good thing. Okay. You got to make a page of painty paper today. Okay, Barbara. Yeah, Suzanne, if you haven't slept, I imagine so. Ah, okay. Um, the one I folded last week, Tori, was gives you an extra page, and I do like that. Okay. Okay. Um, but you have to have a cover, so you can't just copy it. Sorry to be off and in Never Never Land. It makes sort of side pockets. Yes, there, I have done one where it makes pockets too. Um, and if you're going to make just one, that and we'll probably do that. I have made them with wallpaper, and I have made them with scrapbook paper and things like that, and put all kinds of tags in. And it would be fun to make a tiny one with tags. And you said itty bitty tags. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go back to an up and down piece. Let's kind of put this in this way. I'm just going to put it in, and then we'll go from there. Oh, that would be cute, Tori. Okay. I like that. Oh, this surprised look, really. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Sometimes, the images just reach out and say, that's it. And if you were going to make them each individual, then using a background paper would really be nice, because then you have a lot of color and fun stuff on your paper. So, okay, let's make sure we get these right side up. Okay. And it would be cute. You could make a little zine like this, to if you were going to put like cash in an envelope for a Christmas present and make the little pockets. Now, even the way this is folded, you can make 2 top pockets. See right there and right there makes a top pocket, and then you can make a side pocket right here. And then you could put like cash in those pockets for a gift card kind of thing. You can make a zine for a gift card is what I'm trying to say. Blah, that was hard to say, wasn't it? It was hard to do. Okay, so now I get to choose which ones of my sayings I'm going to put in here. Okay, Teresa, we'll see you later. Just before Christmas, Tori? Where's my ink pen? Oh, heavens, I have no paper over here? Really? I have no paper. Okay. If I don't write myself notes, guys, I can't remember anything anymore. Pop cash and vouchers. Very cool, Tori. Okay. I like this one by Theodore Roosevelt. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. And I should have given that a little bit more room. Put that one up there. Because I want to ink it just a little bit. I shouldn't have trimmed it quite so close is what I'm saying. And this one says, stuff your eyes with wonder, live as if you drop dead in 10 seconds. See the world. It's more fantastic than any dream made or paid for in factories. Hi, Cheryl. So now I had, okay, it's right here. I made a mess the other day, and things kind of avalanched off of there. I'm going to have to find some better option for the stamp pads I have out on my table. Might put those in straight this time. I'll have to see if I can get them all in there. That's okay, Julie. If you're just waking up, I can understand why. Thank you, Terry. So let's see here. What's the next one I really want to use? Oh, I like this one too. I'll read it to you as soon as I get it cut out. It says, few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Albert Einstein. Scrap Chick, this one right here and right here is the front and back cover. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll show you how I fold it, and that way you will know. If you fold one first, then I like my feet on the ground, me too. If you fold one, okay, and you get it folded all up like you're supposed to have it, then what I do is I open it and write down the numbers of the pages. And see, I wrote front and back. That's the template. And then I can pull it open and I can lay it down where I know that that's my front, my back, my front, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how I do it. I usually, if I haven't made one in a long time, I usually make myself a template, even though I have done dozens of these. Okay. Okay, and I really like this one. It says, just a minute, I have to put my glasses back on. On, off, on, off, on, off. Just as our eyes need light in order to see, our minds need ideas in order to conceive. And I really like that. Napoleon Hill. Okay. I know I should know, Scrap Chick. I know I should know your name, and I cannot remember it. But did you see how to fold it, dear? One page becomes the whole book. Colleen, thank you, Colleen. I knew I should know it. Did you see how to watch, but folding it looked confused? Okay, I will fold it. Give me just a minute, and I will show you how to fold it. Let me glue these down, and I'll show you. And I have left my back and front cover because I haven't... Cat, that's funny. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with the back and front cover yet. That's why I left it. Now, I do take my paper, even though I don't usually, this is my master. I don't usually cut it. Because I keep my masters. It's just a thing I do. So I don't cut the cut line in it. I will wait until I make a copy and then cut the copy. But I will show you how to fold it. This is just a standard sheet of copy paper. Yes, it's so easy to fold it. It is so easy. Okay, this is a standard sheet of copy paper. You fold it hot dog style, long ways. Now, one of the things that you want to be sure to do is to fold it as carefully as you can, because if you don't, then it doesn't like to fold up quite right. Okay, so I folded it like this. I crease it with my bone folder, and I'm going to actually make some copies and cut and fold them. So then you open it, and then you turn it and you fold it hamburger style. Okay, now once you have that fold in, this is the folded side. Right here's the folded side. So now what we're going to do is, I don't know why this is off just a little bit. Let me pull this down. We're going to take a cut edge from over here, okay, and we're going to fold it back until it meets this is the folded edge, and meets the folded edge. Do not fold both of them at the same time. Fold one at a time, because otherwise this piece has too much stuff in the middle. It's folded around the other piece, and therefore it doesn't lay nice later. So then you turn it over and you fold this. Okay? Since I don't want to cut this one right now, I'm going to show you that we then open it back up to the hamburger fold. Okay? Now we got this hamburger fold. And we're going to, this is the folded edge right here. Holly doesn't have cookies today? Turn over, then fold the other side. That's right. Turn it over, fold the other side. Always turn it over. And it basically, it makes it so you got a W or M, whichever way you look at it. Okay? So then you open it all back up and you put it back to the hamburger fold. And then when you've got this folded edge, you cut from the folded edge to the very first corner. Okay? See this piece right here folds back? You cut right to that corner. And then what happens is, then when you take hold of it and fold it hot dog style, you can, this is the folds right here, you can push it just like that. Bloop. And then fold it like so. Now I always fold so that there's a fold on the front and my cut edges are on the back and inside. And I do that because it seems to lay better. That's just, Joyce is bringing ice cream. Okay. So now I need to finish page 1 and 2. See, Colleen, it's very simple. Very simple. And in a few minutes I'm going to fold 3. I'm going to make some copies and I'll fold them. But I want to finish decorating first. And I need 2 more sayings for here. Okay, this is a good Bob Marley one. It says, open your eyes, look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? And then the hardest thing to see is what is in front of your eyes. And that's by Johanna Wolfgang von, I can't tell you what the last name is. Okay, so those are the 2 for the inside. Let's get them down. You can. Yay, Tanya. Colleen, well, I'm glad it makes sense. The other thing is, if you fold it the way I fold it, the folds, okay, you could fold it on the same lines differently, but the folds, the way I fold it, it just naturally turns into the book. That's why I fold it the way I fold it, because then the folds do the work for you. Yes, on my and if you get confused, put pencil marks on your pages. Yeah, Colleen, it just naturally folds up. And Janet is saying just you can always put pencil marks on your pages so that you know where you're supposed to be working. And I just left my cover because I hadn't decided exactly how I was going to do my cover yet. Okay. The one I folded last week is folded the same, it just is cut differently. And it just gives you 2 extra pages, but then you have to have a cover. And I like this one just because it's 1 page, it's simple, it's fun to do. They copy fun. Okay, so now this is my front, this is my back. And I have this little piece. I have this little piece. Giant eyes. Don't like the giant one. I like all these little ones. Okay, this creature's going to have 2. Maybe a single eye over the top. Nope. Yep. Okay. The other thing is, don't get too heavy a paper to do this with. If you do, realize that your cover is not going to bend around real well. So it's all right if I have used wallpaper, but the cover tends to leave a gap. There's pages that don't line up, and sometimes you have to do a little manipulation to make them fit, and that's okay, you know. I have actually put trim on the sides when I didn't like the way it fit. I was only making one, you know. I I really like it with just the 2 sets of eyes. I think we'll leave that out. Nope, this is the front page I'm making. This is the front page. This is the back page. That crease right there will be the one I have to refold. Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's a 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper, Colleen. You can do it with any size paper that you wish, but I'm going to copy it in the copier here in a minute, and therefore I used this size paper, the regular copy paper. My printer will actually copy legal size paper with the long, and it makes just makes a little bit different size book. Okay, I really like this one for the cover. The only real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes, by Marcel Proust. Somebody else will have to tell me how to say his name. Cut that crooked. Ooh, crooked, crooked. That's true too, Tori. If it's 8.5 by 11, it's little pages that are easily decorated. Oh, I forgot to ink that. Oh, shoot. Now I'm going to ink it and get all sticky. Yeah, 9 by 14. It'll make it'll be proportionate, about the same size. I like that one, Barbara. That makes a good cover, I think. Okay, now we got to do the back page, and I'm going to use up all my eyes on the back page, I think. I think we're just going to put all the eyes on there. Maybe, maybe not. No, I don't like it. So I guess we're going to do very much the same on the back page, but let's see. Cheryl, what I usually do is take the quotes into Word, and then I make the page have like 3 columns, and then I look at how much it takes up on the columns, because I usually try to make the quotes have all the same font size. I like fonts that you can read. I do not like fonts that that are hard to read. They irritate me to no end. When you cannot read a font, it makes me just irritable. So I pick something that's not too scrawly. Very seldom do I use handwriting or anything like that. I usually use, I don't like that, like New Times Roman or something simple. And then when it's got 3 columns, I put it in 3 columns and see how big it is visually. Basically, Cheryl, I do it visually. And then when I run a print, if it's too big, then I kind of like go back and play with it. But usually I can come up with it okay. Now, a couple weeks ago, I made them long because I knew I was going to run them across 2 pages. In this one, see, the font size is about the same size, but I made them long because I knew I was going to do 2 pages across on everything. So on this particular one, I did not do 3 columns. I just did 2 columns and then made them long. And usually it's down around, as far as font size, it's usually down around 10, 11, pretty small, because this is a small piece of paper. So oops, I wanted to put that underneath. It's always nice when your glue stick doesn't dry too fast. Okay, let's see. That'll do. Giggle. Okay, copy paper. Yeah, that's copy paper. Now, if I'm going to paint on it, or a couple weeks ago, last week, was it that I used markers on it? I used a piece of paper that was copy paper size, but that was a little bit sturdier than copy paper. Just because I didn't want everything to bleed through it, because I was using a water-based marker. Okay, I have to have a quote for the back. Okay, I like this one, and it's good for the back because it says, eventually my eyes were opened and I really understood nature. I learned to love at the same time. Claude Monet. I like that one. We will remember to ink it this time. Okay. And Colleen, when I actually do a final print, I do have a couple of spots inside that I kind of stick down with a little bit of glue. I will show that to you in just a minute. Okay. Oh, now I must have really gotten glue all over me. Is Lisa back? We have to tell Lisa that I finally used up all of those nasty baby wipes. Do not buy baby wipes at Dollar Tree. They are just useless. Ugh. Or at least the ones I got were. Okay. Put that back. Alrighty. Now, We always want to sign our zines. And what's the date today? It is the 26th. Oh, that would be fun, Tori. 1/26/2020. Okay, now I will be right back, guys. Let me see. What can I put there for you to look at? You can look at Salvaged Curiosity. I'll give you a page out of there. And I'll be right back. Well, that's not a good thing. Okay. Sorry, guys. The printer decided it was busy. Okay, are you not going to print? Do not tell me you're going to be a problem. Okay, now we'll fold these. I'm sorry that it took so long. The printer decided it was not going to print. It needed to calibrate itself. I do first because I'm in the 26th January, yep. I worked back. Okay, so that's my original, and I don't cut my original, like I said. I like to keep it like that so that I have it to work from, if I want to make another one. So now what we're going to do is, now here's where you have to remember, and last week I did it wrong twice. When you're folding your zine, you want to fold the white side on the inside. You want to fold your decoration on the outside. So we're going to go like this, and this is the hot dog. And then we're going to do our hamburger. Then we're going to take this cut edge back to our folded edge. And we always want to do the best we can to fold it very accurately. The more accurate, the less pushing it around you have to do. Flip it over. Do it again. Then when you open it up back to the hamburger, we're going to cut from the folded edge right to where it meets that first fold. And you could do this on your cutter, but I just use my scissors. And then we're going to get hold of it, fold it in half long ways, push, lay these all flat, and bring my front cover around. This is what I'm talking about, that there, you know, you're folding a whole bunch of papers inside this one, so there's always this little spot right here that the original fold is not quite right. If you fold it the way I do, it folds up real nice and neat. It's just that little tiny bit of give you have to make it. And then what I do is these pages where they're apart like that, I just go in with my glue stick and I just put a little glue in there and I close it back. And there's two places like that. That just decided it was gonna mess up. There we go. There's two places where that fold is open, and I just do that because then it folds nicer. It just behaves better. Okay. Ta-da! And we have our cute little zine. What's going on? Month, day, year. So now, and if you're doing a bunch of them, I just do the folding, then I pick up the scissors and do the cutting. And we'll go through and read it in just a second. I wanna fold these. Get them folded. And granted, the colors are not as rich as on the very original, but they're pretty nice and it's fun, and this makes a cute little something you can pop in Happy Mail. What did I do? I picked it up wrong. There we go. One more. I keep having to put my glasses up and down. I cannot read the monitor with my glasses on, and I can't see the paper with my glasses off. That's just silly. Normally my printer is up and ready to go, and today it decided that it needed to calibrate itself. So I don't know. We've been having storms. It probably got low power or something. Yay, Colleen, you got it right. Yay. It really and truly is not hard. It's just And like I said, you could fold it multiple different ways. I just like my way because, like I said, you end up where it just kind of naturally does its thing, and I like it to do it naturally. Okay. Hi, Fawn. Hello. Nice to have you here. You could also sew down the middle. That would be cute. Um, if you wanted to sew all over the pages, you could sew on them before you um, before you folded it up. There's so many things you could do. This is just, you know, and there's a whole group of artists out there that this is what they do. They make zines. Now, they don't necessarily make these little tiny ones. It's just a zine is, I think by definition that they have come up with, is that it's a little tiny self-published little booklet, like a magazine. Yeah, there was a big C-130 went down. So we're going to read it now. This says, the only real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. Open your eyes. Look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Bob Marley. And I managed to get that one crooked. So, you know, sometimes stuff happens. The hardest thing to see is what is in front of your eyes. Joanna Wolfgang von Goethe, I think is how you say it. I like how the book page barely shows up back there. It's just barely there. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Theodore Roosevelt. Stuff your eyes with wonder. Live as if you'd drop dead in 10 seconds. See the world. It's more fantastic than any dream made or paid for in factories. Ray Bradbury. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Albert Einstein. Just as our eyes need light in order to see, our minds need ideas in order to conceive. Napoleon Hill. And on the last page we have, eventually my eyes were opened and I really understood nature. I learned to love at the same time. Claude Monet. Now, crooked gives it character. That's true, Tori. Joyce, I agree with you. It's very sad. Yeah, that's a name. If I'm not mistaken, she's an author, but I'm not going to tell you for sure. So, I have 3 little zines here. I have my note to write names on. When our Miss Janet, are you here? When Miss Janet says go, will you please choose a number between 1 and 100? And I'm going to get on the random number thingamabobber and pull up 3 numbers. So you guys, when Janet says go, please, and then Janet will say stop. When Janet says stop, do me a favor. When Janet says stop, please don't talk for just a minute until I can find out who it is. Hello, Miss D. Janet said go between 1 and 100. Has anybody got the same number? Okay, guys, now make sure you have, there's 43 of you watching, and I don't think there's 43 people who have chosen numbers. Choose your numbers before Janet says stop. I did too. I think there's Lisa. Julie's back. Okay, Julie, you need to choose a number between 1 and 100. Okay. Tori, pick a number. It's okay, Tori. I'll send it. Someday, Tori, maybe we'll knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock. My husband would love to go to Ireland. That's the one place he's really... Okay, everyone is in. Okay, Janet says stop. All right. Ah. Come on, come back up. Come on, silly phone. Okay, I have 77, 58, 77, 58, and 89. Okay. All righty, that sounds good, Tori. Okay, 77. Okay, 58. Miss D has 58. Darling, will you send me your address, please, Miss D? I think I have it. Sherry has 89. Sherry has 89, and Miss D has... Janet has 78. Miss D has 58. I don't see a 77, so... I think it's Janet's. Am I right, Janet? Do I have Janet closest to 77 with 78, Miss D with 58, and Sherry with 89? Is that what we got? Julie thinks I did it right. Okay. Janet is... Oh, right. You're right. Janet's over. You're right. Janet's over. She has to be closest without going over. Thank you, Holly. Who is closest without going over? Violet was 63. That's what you guys were telling me. It's Violet's. Aha. Yeah, closest without going over. That's Violet's. Was 63. Okay. Okay, Terry. Violet, will you please send me your email me your address? And Miss D, I need your address. Sherry, I think yours is in our list, so but if not, send it to me. Okay. All right, now let me clean up just a minute, and then we'll go on to something else. Okay. All right. Okay, I have this piece of paper out. Might as well use it. Shall we do our little book next? Our art journal? I have these cool sayings left. I might use one of them. Our little art journal. Shall we do that next? Shall we work in this next, guys? A bowl of... I think it means bowl. B-O-W-N, Julie? Bowl? Yeah, the art journal. Okay. Shelly, I think you need to check you're not up with us. You need to make sure that it says live. I think you're behind. I think you're lagging behind. On the little, double check your little live button. Shelly, you have a lag. That's what I'm trying to say, Holly. Thank you. That's okay, Julie. Not a big deal. I think I'm going to do a little stitching again today, though. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. But I have sort of an idea. However, I am in desperate need of tea. So give me just 1 minute. I'll be right back. Jeffrey, honey. Jeff, could you give me some tea? Please. Thank you. Because I rushed in, I didn't have a whole bottle. I just grabbed tea and... Okay, I think I'm going to work on the... I'm in front, this page that is the tea bag. Yes, you can rewind the live, Julie. You just click back to it. Well, Lisa's not allowed to do anything right now to speak of. Which, guys, just so you know, Lisa is streaming tomorrow night at 7, like she normally does. Hannah's going to help her, and she's going to paint, do some watercolor, which she can do one-handed. We got to keep her tied down, I think, but she's going to do that kind of one-handed. Okay, I really like this piece of paper, and I think that's... Okay, so I'm going to do this tea bag page. Is what I'm going to use. And oh, it's not here. Well, I was going to punch a hole, but I think instead, oops, bumped myself out. Yep, Julie. Holly, it's towards the front, and it's the first piece of the tea bag. I'm supposed to be there to keep her interesting. Ha ha ha. I'll probably take a nap. Thank you, Jeffrey. So, since my punch has gone off to Never Never Land. That one's too big. Wait a minute. There it is, right there. This is what I want. Yeah. Yep, that's what I wanted. I knew it was here somewhere. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm not sure about is how glue is going to behave on that tea bag. And last week we used some fiber just because I've been wanting to play more with fibers. So, is this going to have the right kind of needle in it? I can't remember. Oh yeah, there was a needle right there. Tea bag page. Yes, Barbara, the one in front. Tea bag page, one in front. Yeah, it does look like a soccer ball. Yeah, Lisa, we are pretty well blessed, aren't we? I have a really good one too. Okay. I could use, I don't want black. Okay. I think the red. What do you guys think? Red or blue? Hi, Kathy. I think a lot of us are blessed. Very, very blessed. Red. Okay, I agree. I think it's the red that we want. I would have gone for red myself, so. But yes, Lisa, Hannah is fabulous too. Oh, I got a little short piece already cut. Yep, Holly, I think a lot of us are very well blessed. No, oh, that didn't work so well. I may have to cut that. The end of it's all woggly. They're different lengths and things. And you have to understand, guys, mine went to the books, goes to the library book sales with me, and my husband does not read. He's he it's never been one of those things he's truly enjoyed. Um, for someone like me who reads all the time. Yes, Lisa, that is true. Julie. Oh dear. Okay, so this is an idea I saw in Art Journaling magazine. I'm just going to stitch around this hole. Now this particular, ouch, jelly print is on a book page that's pretty sturdy. Much sturdier than, say, copy paper. But I'm still being really careful not to pull on it. Yeah, he goes, and that's it, Lisa. He just goes for me. Hello, Deborah. Deborah, did you get an envelope from me? And to help me with for mom. He helps me for mom all the time. Ugh, it's not going through. There we go. Okay, Deborah, good. I just wanted to make sure it got there. They are kind of addictive, Cheryl. They are very addictive. Now, you can tuck them in pockets, but like Tori said, they make really cute little spaces for to have little tags and things in. So we'll have to make one with tags in it. You need to show us, Cheryl. You need to make sure you put pictures up. For any of you that might be new watching this, we have a Facebook group that we share our art in. Who all's working in their little journal today? I know Barbara Clark said she was. I know that Lisa and Julie are not because they're behind. They're not working today because Lisa's not allowed to, um, which is not a big deal. But I just am wondering who might be working in it. We even did one with signatures inside. Yes, Lisa and I both did one with signatures inside it. Barbara Clark is, I think Joyce maybe, and Violet is, yay. Okay, so now I got to end this. One of the things I'm not doing is tying knots. Because if I tie knots, then it'll leave knots in my book. Unless I want knots in my book. I think last week I tied some knots. So, and since I'm going to glue this down anyways, I don't figure that it'll make a difference. Okay. So we have that. That silver pair of scissors cuts paper real well, but it does not cut this very well. Okay. Hi, Malaya. Hi, Janice. I don't know if I told y'all, but I had to take Mom shopping this week. We spent Friday shopping. She needed some sweaters and she wants a coat, so we're going to have to go again next week. Totally wore me out. Miss D, why didn't you have me send you one? I would have gladly sent you one. Kathy said something and I missed it. All of us. Samantha is here. Hello, Samantha. Well, Kathy, we're glad you're here. For some reason, this needle does not want to thread today. It's just going to be that way. I imagine if you had them over to do cards, Kathy, that it was a busy morning. That's okay. I really liked last week. I did this one where the threads were just across things, and I really like that, so I think I'm going to attach this circle to this piece. Huh, I'm sorry, hon. Hi, Mina. Heartless bear, Misty? Yeah, Kathy, that can wear you out. Okay. Okay. I have found that you don't want to put this in and pull it too tight. If you do, it's hard to readjust things. Okay. Huh. That's funny, dear. That's It's not funny. It's just bad. It's bad that the post office is like that. We've had issues with our post office too. Okay, so that's how that's gonna go. So now my decision is which glue to use. And I think we're going to use the art glitter glue. Mina, I didn't get here until close to 1 o'clock. I've been on 2 hours now. I was late. Um, we went to the book sale. Deborah, I am doing just a journal page in our tiny journal. For some reason, I have a big glob of glue right on the end of my doodad. Ours post. Our biggest problem is that we've had trouble with them picking up our delivery, but they were supposed to send all my mail while we were gone to my brother-in-law's, and they did not do that. It ended up in our box. He had to come over here every day, which was ridiculous. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just a little piece of what do you call that? Jelly print that I had laying on my desk. I used it for my zine a little while ago. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these guys is make sure they're tucked under there. Putting glue on them. And around them. Snug. Oh, I got a lot of glue under there. No, Julie, that is supposed to be part of our service. That it's not an extra thing. Okay, now, that's what I was afraid of, and I should have thought about that ahead of time. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, guys, the glue goes right through that page. So be aware that the glue goes right through the tea bag. I should have known, should have thought, but yeah, it's just it was just ridiculous that they would deliver it every single day. He had to come over here. The other thing is they won't hold your mail for more than 30 days, and we're gone. Oh yeah, wax paper is a really good idea. Always, I should have put it under there in the first place, but I didn't think about it. Okay, now I need some words, and I've been using words out of a book, and I don't know that I really like these I words. I really like my book words, so I think I'm going to hunt another phrase from my book. And this is just a large print book. It's a story that I don't particularly like, but that's all right. I just usually take a page and start looking for something that I like. And I just like it because it's got a large print to it. Yeah, Barbara, yep. Did you get it apart in time? I like this. It says it was like the forest in a fairy tale. I kind of like that. This might not be a story that I like, but I like the words sometimes. Helicopter accident. She got it apart? Okay. That will be good, Barbara. And yeah, dang it, is right. It's just... Okay, it was like the forest in a fairy tale. I don't like that. Like that. I don't know. Maybe I won't use words. Don't like where they're at. Oh, maybe that will work. You know, sometimes when I look at the page straight and then I look up at the monitor and see the page, I see a whole different composition when I look up there. I like the fact that the art glitter glue doesn't show through the page. it stuck. It just didn't show through it. So that was really good. Okay, gotta have glasses. Yeah, it's the perspective of it, Mina. Um, well, sometimes you're too close to things, even though this is small. Lisa turned me on to this glue, and I do like it. This art glitter glue, I like it very much. Okay, come on, get in there. Now, I have also been going around my words with either my graphite sticks or my Stabilo pencil, and I'm going to use my Stabilo pencil on here because I'm not going to wet it because I don't want it to bleed all the way through my page. Now when I go to do this page, I'm going to have to do something that kind of covers it up, I think. That when you look through it, oh, that doesn't look too bad. If I added that to the back side of the page. And you guys, because see, the tea bag shows through. Yeah, it's pretty expensive here too, Julie. Let's see, does this tell me? Yeah, I paid $9.95 for it. Now I think online it's cheaper. But I got this actually at a local scrapbook store. And then the tips are separate. I could add another tea bag paper too, Mina. And I'm not going to water this down this time because I am sort of afraid that it will bleed through. And I do kind of like that book page behind it. Which, if I went ahead and put that in now, it'll be ready to work on next time. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go ahead and put this book page in there. But, let's see here. I need to probably put it in this way because it's a little straighter. I like it with the book page sewing through it too. So, we need more. can't remember who it was there in the UK, told me she tried to get these this kind of tea. It costs more. I'm sure, Julie, everything does for you. Um, Lisa, the big problem with finding it locally is she's only open a couple of times a month on the weekend. And so if I don't go on Saturday, then I can't get it. I could, but I don't think I want. Well, that might be cool. I can't really now. Because it's glued down, and if I tried to punch it, I could cut it. I kind of like that idea too. Let's see. I kind of like that idea, but it's going to have to be sort of torn, I think. Instead of cut, I think it's going to have to be torn, which I think will work. Uh-oh, don't tear back there. No. Oops, can you guys see? Sorry. These tea bags are funny. But anyways, I was telling you, somebody had mentioned that they had tried to look up these tea bags in the UK somewhere, and that they wanted 36 pounds for a package of them. And I'm not sure, but I thought a pound was close to our dollars. Okay, I don't like that. There we go. There we go. There. What do you think? Uh-oh, too late. Yeah, 36 pounds. I think it worked okay. I got it. Now I have to just glue this in back there. I like it too. That was a really good idea, Tori. And honestly, this glue did not, it came through, okay? But it's drying pretty nice as far as how it's stuck to things. It's not all nasty, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't look ugly on the page. I'm just making it stick a little bit on this piece of book paper. Here we go. Ta-da! Okay. Yep, I'm liking that. That came out real cute. I like it. Now, as per the rules, I am dating them. We have this thing this year where we're supposed to put dates on stuff. I like it. I think I'm very pleased with it. I like the fibers in it. We do have to remember that glue goes very quickly through a tea bag. And now the next time when I want to decorate this page, I'll have a book paper as a background. So I'm just going to leave it like that to dry. I was just going to show you my other pages, but I thought we had done... Is this not the 4th week? Kathy, this is kind of a rule between Lisa and I, because Lisa and I have a very bad habit. We don't sign things, we don't date things. So there's no rules in art journaling, but we have decided we really should date things. The 3rd? Okay, thank you, Julie. So that's probably right. This would be my first one. Nice and messy. I'm very pleased with it. This was one from last week, and I was doing the stitching, and I'm liking the stitching. I want to go back and do some more messy, and then this is this week. Kathy, what happened is on the 5th, my internet was so bad we never got to this. Is what happened. No, this is the page I did on the 5th. Ah, here, okay, it is the 4th one, Julie. This was the, okay, this is the page I did on the 5th. This is the page I did on the 12th. Nice and messy. And then the last 2 weeks we've done some kind of stitching. That was the last week, and that's this week. I have done some. Don't know, Julie. Yeah, I like the tea bag page. I do. Okay, I'm going to set that aside so it can get dry. Somewhere. Okay, I put it right there. Now I got to clean up a little because the next part gets a little messy. Okay. Lucia's here. Hi, Lucia. Yep, I'm still here. Shall I show you what we did this week? I'll show you just 1 second. I was cleaning up my mess. Ugh. Okay, well, it doesn't, it's supposed to go in there. Now, why is it not going in there? There we go. Okay. Okay. You had, oh, yes, I did glue the other page to the tea bag. I will show it to you, Holly, just 1 second. The way you said that, I thought I was cutting his hair. Jeff's hair. I was going to say, I didn't cut Jeff's hair. Wait 1 second. Where did they go? They're right here. Let me get rid of this little mess right here. Okay, don't watch. I'm putting it in the garbage. Yes, I put things in the garbage every once in a while. We did this little zine, Lucia. Um, it's all about eyes. It has quotes about eyes. And then, Holly, in answer to your question, I put a book page on the back of this page. Oh, Holly, that's fine. Cheryl's having YouTube issues. Great, just what you wanted. Um, and I cut this little circle out in the middle, Holly. And see, the book page shows through the tea bag. I really like how that does that. So that's the two things we've done so far. Thanks, Lucia. Okay. I'm going to put this right here. For some reason, my project boxes ended up into a big old mess. I don't know exactly what they have. Yes, Lucia, it was the tea bag. I'm sorry. It was the piece of tea bag, the one in front. I used the tea bag in front. And guaranteed, if you didn't hear, the glue will go right through it. So you want to make sure that you have something under it when you start gluing something to it. So yeah, the map page comes right behind the tea bag page, Holly. Yeah, Barbara she was decoupaging down a napkin and got things kind of stuck together. Okay, so I keep calling this my crunchy book, and I'm sorry, guys. It's because the book page I added, Lisa. When the when I looked at the back, I knew I was going to have to do something because the next time, if I turned it over, I was seeing all of these elements through it. So I picked up a page that I had torn the edges off of, and I stuck it under there, and it looked so cool where it shows through the tea bag. I decided to leave it, and Tori suggested I take this circle out, and so I did, and I really like it. So I just added it in, and it just gives me a book page to work on next. Or next, whenever I choose to work on that page. I could have put anything back there. I could have put a piece of white paper back there when I went to do it, but it was so cool looking under there. I really liked it. I always call this my crunchy book, guys, because it makes such a good noise. It's actually called a scrappy book. When we did them last time, it was called a scrappy book. So just so you know, when I say crunchy book, I mean the scrappy book. So it was a good idea. So I'm going to work on that for a while. Now, y'all know that what I'm working on are old advertising postcards. And I have a couple of pieces with their backgrounds on both sides, and I have one piece that is only got a background on one side. So I thought I would show you what the next step was, and then do some more of the background, because you know you have to work a long time. It's a crunchy scrappy book. There you go. It's a crunchy. I like that, Kathy. Well, do it, Julie. You can do that. The big thing is the more layers you add to this, the more crunchy it gets. Now, as you can see, that when I stick the background down, I end up with all this mess, and I just go ahead and take it off. I want torn edges, but I don't want it so sticking out. Yes, Mina, I love security envelopes. I love the patterns. I probably had enough blue ones to, is Laura still here? I told her I was going to do something, and I've got the video. I have to edit it, with your return envelopes. You know how you get all those return envelopes that you don't use anymore because you pay your bills online? Well, I'm doing something with those. But I just kind of tear this off where it's all this extra stuff, because it's just too much. It's too scrappy. Tori, security envelopes are these envelopes that have a pattern. Let me cut this open. They have a pattern on the inside. I saved these, and this is actually all kinds of different patterns, and I use the insides, yeah. And that's what this is. This is all kinds of different patterns of security envelopes. Bills usually come in them. Things they don't want other people to see through the envelope. But the new project that I have, that I'm working on a video of, is going to use, like that one was a return envelope that had never been used. It came out of the bill, and you're supposed to send your bill back in it. And it still has its flap that's good, and you know, it's still good and not torn. So you need to be saving those, because I got a new project for those. Sometimes this stuff gets pretty, because your AARP ones are red on the inside. I don't think ours are. I'll have to tell Jeff, because he gets AARP stuff all the time, but I didn't think I had very many red ones. I got a lot of blue ones. I have enough blue ones that I might have been able to do this book with blue ones, but I wasn't sure, so. Okay, see, now I have this nice scrappy torn edge, but it doesn't stick out all over the place. And there are actually 4 pages here. After I do the next thing, I will tear this apart, but right now I'm going to leave it whole. Yes, and I have stars and stripes in one, Terry. uh, anytime there's a different pattern in it, Jeff will hold it out and save it for me. Right now we're not saving them because I try to only save a shoebox full, and my shoebox was very, very full. So, you know, otherwise, unless he sees something that's really odd pattern, he has been putting them in the recycle. Tori, I use a lot of envelopes for a lot of things. Lots of different journal type things. But I did a whole series, right after I started my channel, called Totally Junk Journal. And there is a playlist for it. The problem is that most of them are on live stream, so it takes a while to watch them. And we used all sorts of junk mail, and I mean, the whole premise was not to use fancy stuff, to use the junk that came into our house. And I still do that. Why whole? Because I'm going to be using the whole pieces, Patty. They don't have security envelopes. Well, Maria, anytime you use, this could be done with scrapbook paper. The first book that I did is whatever was in my scrap bin. Okay, that is scrapbook paper. Magazine pages. This is a piece of magazine page. So is that. That's a magazine page. So I used, so you could use magazine pages or scrapbook paper or anything like that on the backgrounds of this. This was just whatever was in your scrap box, just what you were supposed to grab. And I often, when I save images out of magazines, I will save pages that have color. Let me grab a magazine and I'll show you. Like when I go through a magazine to cull it out, okay, look at the background on this image. I would save that page because of this. Hi, Roy. I didn't see you come in. So I would save that. And if I had that in my scrap bin, I would have used it on this kind of thing. Okay, look at this one. Look at this color in there. So I'm liable to, I would just pull the whole page. I'm just looking for another one. I have a couple of bins of images, so I don't save quite as much anymore. But I would save that for the image. That wasn't a very good thing to have online. But I would save this for the color that's all around it. Yeah, Maria, that's true. It's they are cool patterns. I have to admit to that one. Saw a bear. Yes, and see, yeah, you know, when I cull images out of magazines, I yank the big page and then I go back and look at the page afterwards. So, okay, so those are ready for the next step because they have both sides done. But I'm going to go ahead and tear back this one too, because that way it's ready. Because there again, this is sticking out too much. So before I would go to the other side, I would just go around and tear all this mess off. Because while I like the torn edges, I don't like it quite so messy. It's just a little too much. Okay. And you see there's a good amount of space between each one of my pages. So when I get ready to tear these apart, they'll come apart without too much trouble. It takes a little bit, but they'll come apart. I'm real glad we're getting to this because I was afraid, as late as I was, that we would not get to everything today. Okay. Uh-oh, Cheryl. I'm sorry. Is anybody else buffering or is it just Cheryl? She's been having trouble today. Yeah, that would be a good idea. You could easily print these because they're just black and white. Okay, so this one is ready to put the background, the second layer of background on, but these other two are ready for the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so y'all know what the next step is. And that is to add a little paint or gesso to this so that your background is knocked to the background. You notice these are kind of not flat. That happens. Okay. Well, because my stream health says it's good, so, and I haven't seen buffering, so. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I hope it works out. So what I'm going to do, and I have gesso, but I'm going to use paint. The reason being is that I don't like the texture of gesso. I don't like how it feels. So while I use gesso once in a while, like on my book, hold on a minute. Excuse me just a minute, guys. Sorry. Oh. I apologize. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Tori. Oh. I just for some reason I just detest the texture of gesso. So what I'm going to use is white paint, and either one works. And like I said, all we're going to do, see right now this is kind of glaring that it's pieces. What happens when you put the paint on is that it takes the little pieces and blends them all together. Thank you all. Yes, okay, yeah, it's very different than the horrible, but that horrible internet day was a horrible internet day. Kathy, we were without internet, not without, but I was without decent internet for 2 weeks before they finally got out here and got it fixed. Um, and that's an awful little piece. Oh, come on, come here. Okay. I have this lovely, disgusting piece of bubble wrap. And if some of the paint comes off of it, oh well. I don't care. However, some of my bubbles are coming off. So let's see here. Is that going to work? Yeah, it's going to work. Okay. No, Suzanne, he hasn't been around a lot, but now I keep a piece of plastic. It's acetate over here, and I just put my paint out on it. And I'm just going to put some paint, white paint. And I'm just using this white paint because this is the white paint I have. For some reason, I don't have craft paint that's white. And like I said, my bubble wrap is got some loose pieces in it. Okay, I guess maybe it would help if I put this over here where you can see it. I'm just kind of squishing my bubble wrap in the paint, and then doing an all over. Bye, Tori. Bye, Joyce. Maria, I haven't drank that since I was in college. Okay, so see what it does? It takes it from bits and pieces all over it to one big giant background. Okay, Holly. I like that. Ooh, I like honey. That sounds like fun cardboard, Mina. I can agree with that, Maria. Okay, Barb's gonna go. Barb, I hope you get to feeling better. Now, I had considered using a different color on this and just decided that I was going to go with white because I think that I'm going to pull some color in with my elements that I'm pulling in to my collages. Okay, so I can't really paint the other side just yet, so that one is done, but next week I'll paint the other side. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so now, uh-oh, I have somewhere I have to have a paint skin for my scavenger hunt book, and unfortunately they don't peel off of that acetate, so I am sort of, when I paint, making a paint skin by piling it on there. Hopefully it'll peel off of this plastic when yeah, that'll do. That's just my extra paint. Lisa, you were gone, but I have finally run out of those nasty baby wipes. I'm down to some good, decent baby wipes. So, ooh, that paint doesn't come off real well. That's okay. As long as it doesn't come off on something else. You think I could use it on the acetate? That I could cut a piece of my acetate? That would be, Lisa, I might do that. Because it's way prettier. I mean, I got some pretty paint skin under there. Oh yeah, it would be fun. I could staple it in. Okay, that settles that then. I don't have to worry about a paint skin anymore. Now I have to worry about my bingo card. I cannot find my bingo cards. I was so upset. I know I have several that I got on our trip. Of course, I can't find the national park stuff either that I got on the trip, and I don't know where it's at, which makes me irritable. Well, Kathy, like I said, I use this acetate to put paint out on, but I had also put paint on this plastic lid the other day to create the paint skin, figuring that maybe it would peel off. Yeah, I did get, this is just a sour cream lid, and it's thick enough that it'll peel off. Hi, Mike. Protectors for paint skins. Yeah, Kathy, just flip it over. I mean, I think that would work. I agree with Lisa. I hadn't thought about putting that in, but I actually painted on this lid the other day thinking that maybe I could peel it. So I just put some paint out on it. Suzanne used her paint skin, so she's going to have to make one. Can't peel it off the wax paper either. Yeah. It really has to be plastic. It really needs to be a plastic lid. So, okay, that's good enough for what I want to do. Well, I definitely put out enough paint, but I usually scrape it off you know, I put it in something or use it on something when I'm done, so it's not a real thick layer. So, okay, I have another piece. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so now I'm going to I already finished this side, so I'm just going to work on this side. This book takes a while. And I have... Okay. And that acetate's wet, so I better move it. There we go. Lisa, were you here when I showed everybody my plastic bag that Jeffrey gave me? Yes, we were discussing that earlier, that there was a helicopter accident. No, you weren't. Okay, well, I want to show Lisa this plastic bag. Okay, this is another reason that I know I have an absolutely fantastic husband, because, like I said, he thinks I have enough stuff already, but we were out in the shed the other day, and he dumped this bag out, and he goes, "You need this for your art, don't you?" This plastic bag has fibers in it. It's like a plastic fabric. Well, that's true too, Lisa. Anyways, so what I want to do is I'm going to collage on it and turn it into a tote bag. Because I think because I can sew it. So I'm just kind of excited about that bag. Tarp plastic. It's very much like that, only not quite as thick. So I have already collaged on the other side, so this side I'm going to collage on now. Oh, aluminum foil would be great for paint skins. Yep, Lucia, we decided earlier before you got here that we all have really good ones. That a bunch of us do. Mike, thank you. Yes, I'm going to sew the plant. Thank you, Mike. I'm going to sew that plastic. There won't be a problem with it. It's got, that's why I said it's got fibers in it. I'm going to collage on it, and I think I'll just do this as a standalone video because it's going to take a boatload of time. So I'll just kind of show steps because the girls are asking me to do a video. So I think I'll collage on it, and then the only problem is that I'm going to end up covering up the birds, but that's okay. Then I'll sew it. It's sewn. It's the bottom of it's sewn, and it has held. Now I'm going to collage probably book paper, and I don't know what else on it. I'm going to do something. I might paint on it too, and then I'll sew it. Thank you very much, Mike. Plastic welder, but I gotta see this sewing method. Okay, Mike, I will probably do a standalone video, and it's not going to get done this week, that's for sure, so you'll just have to watch. I'll try to mention it in a live stream. But it's to sew on plastic. The biggest thing I can tell you is that anytime you sew on something that's sticky like plastic, sometimes you need to put like tissue paper on the top and on the bottom. You sandwich your plastic between paper so that this doesn't stick. Now, I have special feet on my sewing machine, but I will probably do the video so that everybody can do it. And longer stitches so that it doesn't tear out. That's the biggest thing about sewing on anything that's vinyl, plastic, anything like that. Now the procrastination book is... And yes, thank you very, very, very much, Mike, for the super chat. I don't like powder, Roy. Powder is not a good idea because powder sucks the oil off of things. Powder is a pretty bad idea, honestly. Special feet. Okay. My sewing machine is a Bernina, and Roy's got a Teflon foot. That means that the bottom of the presser foot... Just a minute. I'll be right back. Thank you again, Mike, for the super chat. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right, Mike. I'm sorry. That's but not everybody knows this. Now, I used to teach specialty sewing classes, so you don't need this stuff. Don't be sorry, Mike. You don't need this kind of feet all the time. I used to teach how to use these. But yeah, Roy, putting powder on anything is a really bad idea. Use some tissue paper or something like that. This has rollers in it. Okay, it's designed for something that you need to roll across. Oh, okay. You know that you can sew on stuff then. Let me see. I was going to show you. Roy's got a Teflon foot. Let's see. Girls, that's what a Teflon foot is. It's got actual white Teflon on the bottom of it. This is a foot for sewing on buttons. It's a specialty foot for sewing on buttons. There's one in here for leather. I have feet in here that don't... Oh, this is a roller foot. It's got a giant roller on it. Why is it in a plastic bag? I don't know. See, it's got a giant rolly thing on it. I mean, this is most of my presser feet. And they all have special jobs. But you can usually do everything else with your regular foot. The feet that come with your machine will usually do things. It's just if you do something over and over and over again, then you want specialty stuff. But yeah, Roy, don't put powder. Powder will suck the oil out of your machine just as fast as can be, and that's just a really bad... that's just a really, really bad idea. Yeah, Sherry, I used to teach specialty sewing classes for Bernina dealers, and I used to manage Bernina dealerships. Joyce, I think he's talking about the things that go on trucks. That it goes on the back of your truck. It's a cover for the bed. Mike, it was my job. So, I used to be able to sew size 11 seed beads on with my sewing machine. Okay, you know how size, that's the tiniest seed bead, well, not the tiniest, there are 15s. But it's tiny seed beads. I used to be able to sew those on with my sewing machine. It's been a long time, and I seriously doubt I could see them well enough now. But yeah, and the other thing is I taught sewing in a way that was to teach you how to use your machine, not to how to make how to sew a pattern. I taught how to make your machine do things that people didn't realize that it would do. So I did that for years and years and years and years and years. And then we moved someplace that didn't have Bernina dealers, or didn't have a Bernina dealer that I wanted to be around. So I ended up working at school, and that's when I started working in the behavior room, where we had kids that we had five adults and 7 children. That's the kind of kids we had. So, yep, Mike wants a sewing machine. Mike, I have several. But I sew on paper a lot. And that's one of the things that people, they always freak out. Oh, you sew on your good sewing machine with paper. Well, the paper's not going to hurt your sewing machine. Not cleaning and oiling your machine is going to hurt your sewing machine. Okay, guys, I'm going to start on this while I talk. What I'm going to use is my lovely Mod Podge and glue mixture to glue all these things down. Yeah, Holly, if he's going to take you to dinner, you really should get cleaned up. But not oiling your machine, not cleaning the machine. If you think about when you sew on paper, the needle punches a hole in that paper each time. So there's that tiny little piece of fiber paper that goes down in the holes in your machine. You need to clean it out, and you need to oil it. Yeah, you got to clean it. That's what the Q-tips were in there for. I use Q-tips and toothpicks. Yeah, I know, Holly. I know you don't want to leave. We'll see you tomorrow evening, Holly. Yep, clean and oil. Clean, You get to play with the oil bottle, too. Oh, and I have fancy oil bottles. They now have oil bottles that you can have refilled at the dealership, and it's fancy. It's like a little tube with a little needle on it, and oil also goes bad. If your oil is brown and not kind of clear yellow, it's bad. Get a new bottle. And my husband is the one that cleans around here. I don't clean so well. He cleans. I cook and I do the laundry, and Jeffrey cleans for me. Sherry, you know, if you send me a picture or two, maybe I can help with it. They're all similar. They all have some little idiosyncrasies. I have one that threads sideways. It's old, and now I'm using pretty big pieces right here in the middle, but that's because this will be one card and this will be another page. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, yeah. And see, I kind of don't look. I clip the end of my thread real nice. I do not wet the end of my thread, and I slide it in there. But then that's one of those things that I've been doing for, let me see, 58 years. I have sewn on a sewing machine for 58 years. Oh, no clothes. Okay. Lest hubby does the cleaning, I'm allergic. Yeah, Sherry, we use a lot of vinegar and baking soda here because I can't stand the cleaners. Mike and my husband has a 40 by 40, I think, foot shed out back. And it is way cleaner than the house is. I can guarantee you that it is cleaner than the house is. Jeffrey is the neat one. He promised me that when he got tired of the mess I made, that he would buy us a house and make all of the furniture A-frame so that it all ended up on the floor, and then he would just get a shovel and shovel it out. But so far he hasn't gotten to that particular point. In other words, I haven't been so bad that he shoveled it out yet. Okay, Mike. Now, that's true, Lisa, and that's it. It's one of those things where with the sewing machine, I have just done it so many times, for so long, that I just kind of don't look. I will tell you that when I had my cataracts, I was having trouble with anything because my depth perception was off. Ooh, sometimes I get a little too much in one place. Oh, that's too big. I put it right there. Yuck, Sherry. Not as bad as ironing. And you know, believe it or not, ironing is one thing I kind of like to do. Now, I don't iron anymore because Jeff doesn't wear fancy shirts to work anymore, so I don't have to iron. I just have to wash his nasty, stinky clothes that he wears outside. But I used to iron his shirts. But that's all. I only like ironing if it's cotton. I don't like to iron anything that is... Oh, Crafty Kitty is here. Hello, Crafty Kitty. It's Joy. Thank you. It always intrigues me the way these patterns are, even though they're the same pattern, they're very different on some envelopes. We need to get some up there. This part is the longest part of this whole process. I swear it just takes forever. It's security envelopes, Roy. Hi, Joy. Julie's going to go make some more coffee. Julie is tired today. Of course, she did get up early to be with us. It is getting dark outside. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. That's why it's getting dark. But Roy, this is all security envelopes that I'm using. And one of the things I'm not sure I really like about the white that I put over it is it looks very gray. Actually, it looks pretty good now that the white is drying. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys how I fix bacon in the oven. It's so easy. I get out a big cookie sheet. I lay it all out on the cookie sheet and I bake it. My aunt taught me that, and it has been the best thing I ever learned to do, because it bakes all at one time. You don't have the biggest mess in the world. Halfway through, I dump, that's pretty close to the same. I dump the grease off, and then put it back in. Yeah, Lucia, it's so easy in the oven. Lisa does it too. Show us. Uh-oh, aliens. Oh, you want to see the thing? See, Lisa? It's not too bad. When you put the white over it, it's very gray. Oh, I don't even do that, Lisa. I just stick it on the pan. Okay, I need a different pattern here. Okay, we got one right here. Yeah, it's better now. The aliens were just about to have a fit there. Yeah, Lisa, that's what I was thinking. Some, some, some black stuff, something black. We'll go over that. I don't keep my bacon fat, um, Roy, because I don't fry very much. Bacon is about the only, well, I shouldn't say that. I stir fry vegetables, but I use olive oil when I do that. So I'm going to put this piece up here. Mike, my screen went all berserk, and it has to do with these cameras and certain patterns. And that's what I was talking about, aliens. I looked up on the screen, and all of a sudden, I had these giant, strange things happening on my screen. And Lisa, I would do that, but I just usually use olive oil. So, oh, that's too big. Julie, I've never heard of those. I don't know what they are. The aliens are invisible, but you can see the havoc they cause. There you go. That's true, Kathy. Hi, Tanya. Okay. I was thinking, Lisa, that it needed black and red is what I'm thinking. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I think it needs black and red. And for all of the paper I sat here and tore up, I still don't have enough pieces. Okay, Lucia. That's what I'm thinking. Is that black and red and then my images. I haven't decided, what exactly I'm going to do either. That's a big piece. Oh, well. Now this, guys, is, if anybody has popped in, Joy has just popped in, and Mike, I'm not sure if you know what we're doing. This is a book that I'm working on that we call a scrappy book. I have a bad habit of calling it a crunchy book because it makes noise. And as soon as I get this piece on, I will pick it up and show it to you. Oh, I guess I didn't want this kind. Oh well, that's all right. I'll put it up there. Okay. That's enough of that. I said I would pick it up and show it to you. It will end up being 4 pages for a book like this, Mike. We called this a scrappy book. It starts out with all kinds of scrap paper. That's the layer I'm laying down right now. This particular one's going to be gray and then go up from there. This one was all kinds of bright colored stuff that was in my scrap bin. And then we make the pages, and I call it crispy because it has this wonderful sound to it. But then I went in after there's paint added. Then before it's all done, it's got collages done in it. And fun windows cut and plastic pieces put in the windows. And I have done a whole series of junk journals. I mean, this is, we did that book. Lisa, who is here, Mike, and I have for the last year been doing this project where every month, or just about every month, we have done some kind of little book. And we get together and we do it in a live stream, and we make some kind of book. And that's the book that we made actually a year ago in January. That's a big piece, so that's okay. I mean, sometimes it's Lisa's daughter taught us how to make a triangular journal, which was fabulous. It's triangular closed, but then it opens up square, which was really neat. We're doing a folded pop-up book this month, but Lisa has a shoulder injury right now and is not being allowed to do anything. Or not much of anything. She's not supposed to move her whole arm, which I know has got to be horribly hard. We didn't do one in October last year, right, Lisa? I was gone in October, so we didn't do one in October. So we did 11 books last year. And our January book is just delayed. We will do another one. We will get it finished. Oh, that didn't work because that's the piece right next to it. I mean, we've done other things on our own, but these are the ones we've done together. Oh, Mike, once in a while someone will want one, but most of the time we just do it for us. I sold a journal recently, but like I said, most of the time we just do it for us. We do it for fun. Yes, we so much do that. I agree, Lisa. I like to pet mine. Mhm. And frankly, um, as much work as goes into some of these, it's they're, you know, they would be hard to part with, is how I feel about it. Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, like she says, we there are people actually in our community that does everything one-handed, but when you're used to not, that it's really hard. Oh, that's the same piece. That's the same piece too. Well, I need a piece of this. A little piece of that needs to go right there. Okay, I got one corner left. I picked up a splotch of something. Just loving it and petting it, Lisa? Yeah. Yeah. Um, I do that to the yarn I've bought, some of the yarn I've bought too. Just love on it and pet on it. I need a piece of this will do. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, that's true too, Lisa. That's how that's, the journals that don't take this kind of time. Well, you guys have fun, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for coming to my live stream. Of course, you could have told us what movie you were going to watch. He didn't tell us what movie he was going to watch, did he? Okay. I got to have one little piece of something. Hello, Peter. Yeah, it's a secret. Uh-huh. Oh, he's not leaving. He's going to be 3 feet away listening. Yeah. A horror flick and Gemini Man. Okay. Well, you can watch the horror flick all by yourself. I do not like scary movies. Okay. Another spread down. Julie, this particular one came scalloped. This is one of the craft mats. I won't buy another craft mat um, because there's a much cheaper way to get them. Just one second. Let me move this to the other table, to the place to dry. Okay. Um, it was scalloped like this, and I cannot tell you which brand or company it is because I've had it way too long. Um, Peter, actually, we're about to finish up. The theme was the fact that I did a zine today, and I'll show everybody as soon as I clean up. I'll show redo. I did a zine, and we did a journal page, and then I worked on our scrappy book, which is what I just finished up. Yes, it is. That Debbie, that's the thing. You can buy Teflon baking sheets. A lot of times they come 2 or 3 in a package, and they're half the price of these craft mats. My Teflon baking sheet fits a whole full-size cookie sheet, so it's bigger. It's longer than this and a little wider. And I think I paid $7 or $8 for it. And I bought it local because I was standing in the store when I found it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that that's that cheap. But then I looked them up online, and those baking sheets, it's the same exact stuff. It's just Teflon sheet. And barbecue hot sheets, yes. Barbecue hot sheets, I'm sure. Thank you, Mina. Um, and they're bigger, they're cheaper, they work exactly the same. So I won't buy another one of these. But at the time that I got this one, we were living in South Dakota, and I actually had to order this one because somebody online had one. I was watching YouTube videos, and nobody had said anything about what they were. No, you cannot cut on them. Never heard of barbecue sheets for art. Peter, what it is this is, I keep the corners taped down because this gets caught under my thing. See how thin this is? This is a sheet of Teflon. That's what it is. It's just a sheet of Teflon, and it does come different colors. Debbie said she found one that was gray. This is yes, flat baking sheets that we don't use anymore. Hot glue just peels right off. That's it, Roy. So you can buy these in the cooking department that are for baking or for barbecue, or and actually this one's called a splat mat. This was the actual craft version. But yeah, if you're gonna cut, you need to have a cutting mat because you can cut right through this thing without any problem. It'll cut right. As a matter of fact, Marcia from ZC Creations, she has a piece where she's cut it and she uses it tucked in her journal. No, it's actually Teflon, Maria. Huh. That's interesting, Debbie. I've never had. Yeah, and this is reusable. And okay, this will actually clean off if I so desire to have it cleaned off. I can Windex it, and actually these particular baby wipes don't have a lot of alcohol in them, but anything with alcohol in it will clean that stuff right off of there. Now this is alcohol ink. This pink that's on there is alcohol ink, and it's stained, and I don't worry about it. I don't, however, try to iron on this one anymore because it's got paint on it. Well, Mike, now really? Uh-huh. Um, there's no key in a crock pot, and we all know that. Silly boy. Yes, Peter, they're very durable. Except they do cut. But see, if you use a little Windex, the paint comes right off of it. I just don't usually clean it. Plugging it in does help. You plug it in, turn the knob. hmm Okay, I was going to show y'all what we did today. This is our zine that we made, and I'm going to get one out. Oh, that really got stuck good. Okay, there we go. It's digital? Huh. Well, my fancy one is digital, Mike, but you just turn the knob and then, well, actually you turn the knob and then you have to push buttons as to which thing you, yeah, try holding the button down. Good one, Mina. Oh, I have never had that before, guys. Never. I do not know why it's doing that. Yeah, probably your left arm too, Mike. And Julie, they are. Everything's digital. So we made the little zine. I'm really pleased with how this one came out. And again, it's just one sheet of paper and a little bit of playing. You didn't see anything? It just did it for a second. It just, all of a sudden, I had white squiggly stuff. What I'll have to do is go back and see if it's actually in the recording. Because if it's not in the recording, it's probably my computer, which you guys know is on its last legs. So, yeah, I got a lot done today for being, especially Colleen, for being late. I was over an hour. I was an hour late. And then we did this page in our little journal, and I just love it. I'm really pleased with how it came out. I really like the idea that we put the page behind it, and then when Tori said to cut that out, I wasn't going to, and then I thought, yep. Well, Mike, you weren't watching either, so. Anyways, so we did those, and next week we're gonna work on everything again. I'll do another zine. I'll work in another page, and I'm gonna continue to work in our little scrappy book. Colleen, I just whip stitched it. Um, here, let me put it up close. I just came up through the paper, around the edge, up through the paper, around the edge. So it was really just a whip stitch. Is I didn't try to do anything fancy. Yeah, Roy. I don't want one of those Instapot things that I'm afraid. Yeah, whips. I would call it a whip stitch. Julie, I hope you get what you need because you guys are really taking some abuse down there. Um, So I'll be doing the same kind of 3 projects next week. I do want to remind you, let me see if I can find some, that you want to be saving. Oh, doggone it. Okay, no, see, this envelope, the flap is opened and cut off, so that doesn't work. You want to save the envelopes that you return, that the bill returns in. So that it still has its flap. It doesn't matter whether it's white or decorated or anything underneath. If you don't have return bill envelopes, you can do that. I'm not going to do it in a live stream. I am working on a video for it. But I'm going to be making a journal with these envelopes. And they're all different sizes. They're all different shapes. Yeah, I actually Colleen, this is the stitching ideas came to me from Art Journaling magazine this last issue. I think you better call your wife, Mike. So save those, and then I will. I think this will be on the agenda for as soon as possible to do something fun with this bag, because I really think it's going to be a fun project. I think, am I going to be able to make it square on the bottom? It's going to be a nice tote bag. I like tote bags that are flat on the bottom, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do that, but I can. Not a problem. So, Julie, these are the ones that come in the bill where you're supposed to send something back. So, like, the envelope came, we opened the envelope, and then this one is the one that's supposed to go back. Since we pay our bills online, we end up with these bills that now then, guys, don't forget, Lisa is going to stream tomorrow. Even though she's one-handed, she's going to paint with watercolors one-handed, and from what she did the other day, it's going to be fun. One of the things I'm going to do is carve a stamp, because I have a stamp that I drew all out, and I'll be on Lisa's channel. I drew a stamp out and didn't finish carving it because for some reason we didn't get to stream. I can't remember what happened. Yeah, Maria, it was probably is too late, but well, Julie, if you could use brand new envelopes if you had them, I mean, you could use paper. So it's just that I'm going to use these to recycle them. Partially because I really must clean out my little thing. We get a lot of these kind of envelopes in when they send you trying to get you to take magazines and stuff. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah, my junk mail bin is full. So I got to use some of them. So, oh yeah, I always keep the windows, Julie. Thanks, Colleen. Mike, thank you again. I hope that your cheese goes very well. Night all. Let me see, where do I gotta go here? There we go.